This is For the Creators. Welcome back to For the Creators podcast. In October of last year, we sat down with the founders of GUAP magazine, Ibrahim, Kamara and Jide Adetunji. And we discussed how they started their youth culture platform, the world's first video magazine. This conversation was a really cool one. We had such a good vibe together, and we discussed everything from content creation to failing businesses and how that can open doors to new ventures, to betting on emerging talent, spotlighting creatives, learning new skills, and the power of a good relationship. We even start to talk about marriage towards the end. It's a really cool episode. Make sure you take out your notepads or your note app. Take notes, because there's a lot of actionables from this episode. Enjoy. Let us know what you think. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Well, so off air, Ibrahim found out that I produced Delilah's album, which he was banging out in uni. So that was crazy to hear.
That was sick. Like, one of my favourite albums. For you people that don't know who Delilah is, go on Spotify, type it. You will not be disappointed.
I'm going to do that when I get home.
You will not be disappointed. And it's produced by Ryan, so... Yeah, that's so lit.
Awesome. So, we're just going to we're going to dive into your journey a bit about GUAP magazine and your personal journeys as well. Did you know there was a London fashion stylist with the exact same name as you?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I actually know him. Kind of through the internet.
Is it?
Yeah, because we've messaged each other about that.
About this very same thing?
Just because, I think it happens to both of us.
Oh,
as in, people say I'm him and people say he's me.
Does it help that you're both kind of you're not in the same industry, but it's both kind of creative?
And we're both from the same country as well, so it doesn't actually help.
Where are you from?
Sierra Leone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's just a common name in our country, but there's not actually a lot of Sierra Leonean creatives. That's why. So
low-key there is,
Yeah, but at the forefront.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's say there's Idris Elba.
Yeah.
He's from Sierra Leone?
Half.
Okay.
Yeah, they claim it still.
Yo, waste, man. Idris Elba, there's Maxstar, Elf Kid.
Yeah, there's a few.
Big Zoo.
Yeah.
AME. Ibrahim, Kamara, both of us. There's a few of us.
Yeah.
But Ibrahim Kamara is like a bait Sierra Leonean name.
Right.
Yeah.
Has that helped or hindered you in any way?
You know what, yeah? I think it's helped. Because I think there's been one thing that's happened with GUAP where the person emailed me, thought I was him. Then I was like, no, I'm not him. So basically what usually happens is they email me thinking I'm him and I do GUAP. So they think it's one person that styles and does GUAP.
Right.
So I just email back and say, I'm not the stylist, but I do GUAP.
Right.
So then I've just had a conversation of business from that. Yeah. So it kind of helped because they was going to send me trainers and I'm like, I'm not that person, but I do GUAP. So then we had a conversation about
I'll still
GUAP.
take the trainers.
Nah, I didn't want it to come back to me and be like, you know what, I think... Tell a lie, after we done the shoot, they gave me trainers anyway.
There you go.
Yeah,
so it is opening doors.
Yeah, it kind of opened doors, but I went to a meeting 3 weeks ago and the person was speaking to me and I know they didn't do their research because they were saying things telling me about high fashion brands and telling me about ID and stuff and I'm like, I'm not the stylist in the conversation.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, I get it now. That's why when we was doing Ib in the emails, you was replying back Ibrahim because people would call him Ib and people don't call me Ib. So, but they kept calling me Ib, so I knew they thought I was him. But yeah,
that's crazy. So was you born here?
I was born in London, Guy's Hospital. 1990. Am I gonna beat my age up? 90. I'm a 90s baby.
Actually, 90s baby.
Yeah. Where was you born?
1 year after you.
No, where?
London, King's College Hospital.
So dead hospital.
Nah, that's the best one in London.
Where are you from? Is it north?
Nice.
Where's
South?
That's all south.
Yeah, south.
Which one were you born in, guys?
Yeah, London Bridge. Because I'm bougie.
So how did you both meet?
college.
Yeah.
Technically college, yeah. But we had mutual friends from before that. But that was like multiple years before we started like working together. It was just, like in college we weren't like close friends or nothing, but we all kind of chilled in the same circle. So we became friends like that. That's how we knew each other. And then we went to the same uni. And then I guess that's why our relationship developed because, there's only so many people from South London, kind of got chucked out there.
What uni was it?
Kent.
Yeah.
University of Kent.
It was rabbits and stuff.
What was you studying?
Wild.
Accounting and finance.
Yeah. I did computing and business administration.
Oh, wow.
That's a long time.
I know. I always sweat when I say it.
So you're both friends and you're both doing these like super academic courses. How does that evolve into?
It's actually a great transition because we was doing such like academic stuff. I think it just bored the hell out of us. And I actually went and did a placement. So my course was a 4-year course, and I got to go and work in industry for about a year or so. And in that year, I was doing software engineering in London Bridge, and I really got a taste of like what my future life was potentially going to be. And I think that was the moment I revolted, and then that just sparked something in me, and then we started having conversations, and then boom.
Boom.
So I read that you formed an investment group.
Yeah.
Jide.
Was that
Jide,
was that both of you?
No,
Yeah.
Jide formed it.
Yeah, I came up with the idea.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was the thought behind that?
So it was named after like the house I was living in second year of uni, where a lot of witchcraft was going on. Like, look at his face. not real witchcraft, but like it was a peak house. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I learned a lot. A lot of things were going on. It was my first time like kind of living in my own house and paying rent, and that wasn't really the inspiration, but that time in my life was what kind of inspired me to want to set up something that was bigger than me.
Right.
So I said, okay, I want to bring together like-minded individuals, people who I can kind of have these, forward-thinking conversations with.
Like a mastermind group.
Yeah, people who are coming up with ideas and who are actually taking steps to try and work on them. So at the time, I was always having conversations with Ibrahim about trading and like Forex and stuff like that, because he was very much so into that. And we had a few business ideas that we had spoken about just like on nights out and stuff like that. So he was actually the last person to join the group. I think there was about 4 of us. And then, from there we worked on one concept, and it was a madness. And then GUAP was the second concept.
Why was it a madness?
I don't know. I feel like everyone wants to explain this one still.
Basically, we tried to do like a traditional African party for young people in Kent.
What's a traditional African party?
What, you not African?
No.
What, you?
You never been to a whole party?
But also, listeners might not.
Oh yeah, it's true.
A traditional African party is like, I don't know, I think Jide wants to explain this because you're Nigerian.
Wow. Alright, cool. Let me picture it like this for you guys. Community hall center.
Yep.
That's most of them are in community hall centers.
Yep.
Tables and chairs. Jollof rice.
Okay, so same as the Caribbean party.
Yeah, like,
apart from the rice is different.
Yeah, jollof rice, fried rice, music.
Yeah.
Families, traditional wear.
Okay.
They usually have like an MC who's like some old African guy that says some wild stuff on the mic, and everyone's looking around like, rah, did he just say that?
Foreign dollars.
Yeah.
$1 bills.
Splashing money and stuff like that. $1 bills, yeah. So that's the vibe that we kind of wanted to recreate, because every like African, I'm sure even Caribbean kids, you lot growing up would have had that kind of experience. And then after a certain age, it kind of becomes less cool. It's like, that's for the adults,
Yes.
So we wanted to like, wanted to make it a thing that young people could also enjoy, but for our generation, made by our generation, for our generation. So that's where the idea came from. But like turning it into a reality, it was way harder than we thought, man.
In terms of what?
Everything.
Like getting people involved or like getting people interested?
Nah, because I feel like we're such great salesmen. So like one of the first things that we did was just pitch the idea to ACS. ACS is like Afro-Caribbean societies at uni. Pretty much every uni in the country has them.
Yeah.
So one of the girls who I was starting to date at the time, she was like the events coordinator. So through pillow talk, I guess I kind of knew, maybe they would support what we're doing here.
Sure.
So I pitched the idea to like the head of ACS. Well, I think we both pitched it that day. We had like a proper full-blown presentation just to pitch to some people who are technically younger than us, but we saw the value in doing that. You know, got them on board with the idea, and we had money to spend as well. So we got people like Quams and Flavor on the lineup, Timbo, Afro B, Tommy Expensive was the host. So it wasn't like we was getting no-namers. We was able to get people who had a bit of name to kind of come and get involved. We organised caterers, and you know, it was a full-blown event.
Proper thing,
proper thing. But every single one of those aspects went wrong.
What, on the day of the event?
Like food ran out. It started late. It got cut off early.
Performers came late, so it messed up the whole timetable.
Did this happen more than once, or was this just the one?
No, we only did it once.
Oh, you only did it once.
Again.
It was a case of if it can go wrong, it did.
Yeah. Like literally anything that could have went wrong went wrong.
Yeah,
So
we're asking for refunds.
If you go on Twitter and type the hashtag, you will see the comments.
What was the hashtag?
I was not trying to relive those moments.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Yeah, you got to do your research for that one.
You know.
So when was that?
2015.
Yeah.
It wasn't too long ago.
January 2015. I think it was January 3rd.
Yeah.
So as an organisation, that was your first like real big challenge, and would you consider that a failure?
No.
It was a failure to everyone apart from us.
Yeah.
Right, because what did you take from it?
Now, you know what? Everything we read, in terms of like successful people, they always had their low in it. So that we just always said that was our low, because we've never spent that much money on an event ever again.
That's the thing. Yeah, that stings.
Yeah, we
were spending money on
everything. The most dumbest things ever.
But do you think because you spent that money, because you made those mistakes, you've learned those lessons?
Oh yeah.
You learn those lessons like immediately.
Yes.
And it hurts because it's the money in that. Don't you think that's kind of like akin to spending money on a business course? But you've just like pressurized it into one event, and you've learned all those lessons.
That's a very good way of putting it. Because literally, like, I think that was the experience that we took from it the most, is the fact that, because we was having a conversation like a week before the event, and we knew it was going to be a mess. And then we were just kind of giving each other pats on the back, saying, you know what, we've done well, despite the fact that we know we're going to lose money, and we know it might be a nightmare. We've done well. And then literally in that conversation, we was throwing across some other ideas for things that we wanted to work on afterwards. And literally within that conversation, we had the concept for GUAP.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is GUAP for people that don't know?
Good question.
What GUAP started as, GUAP is the world's first video magazine. We say we're at the forefront of creative culture, and we're dedicated to discovering and showcasing emerging talent, but within music, fashion, arts and business. But now we're like a youth brand that does this, and our mission is to like document and nurture young talent as well. So we do that through our content, our events, through workshops, through talks, and we have an agency where we work with bigger brands and get them connected with young creatives to basically create content and events for creatives.
So you're like the doorway into youth culture.
Yeah. That's what we try
like
and be. Yeah, we're like corporate hustlers.
Yeah, I like that. So why did you come up with a video magazine? What was, because that's quite innovative.
Yeah, to be honest, it's because we couldn't bother to write. That's the truth.
Realist.
Like initially, Jide wanted to do like an interactive newsletter. Right. So he wanted to do a newsletter that he would send out to students. So students would subscribe to the newsletter, and within that newsletter there would be video articles instead of like written articles. And then we done research and then found out that a magazine is actually a collection of items. So that the traditional magazine that we see, that's just a written magazine. So it was like, okay, so if we have video articles, then it's called a video magazine. So we just called it a video magazine because we was gonna have video articles instead of written articles, and it was going to be in that format of a newsletter. And then so we was working on the articles, the video articles, like going out and interviewing different types of people. And then I went to a networking event and spoke to an accountant for like 5 minutes. He was like one of the guys on the panel, and told him about the idea because I wanted to like interview him.
Right.
And then he told me, have I heard about augmented reality? And I hadn't at that time. And then afterwards, I looked at it. Then I called Jide, like, oh, bro, there's this technology called augmented reality.
And when was this?
This was in 2015 as well.
Yeah. Okay, so augmented reality was kind of like emerging.
Yeah. I was like, bro, there's this technology. Then we done research and saw that magazines had used it for like adverts and stuff. But no magazine had actually used it for the content. But then at that point, we was like, oh yeah, let's use this for our brochures. Yeah. So like we was going to do like we done a launch party, and then we made a brochure with the video articles, and you would scan the brochure pages, and then the video articles that we produced, not even the full one, trailers of what we produced would play. And then after the launch party and after everyone had the brochure, everyone was like, I think people started like taking videos of them doing the technology part of it. And then I remember we was on a bus, and I was like, we should try and make this the magazine, because people are getting gassed over it, like the AR type thing. And then we said that was when we decided to make a print magazine. But before, it was just going to be like
online.
Online.
So at that point, it was an AR.
Yeah, so first it was going to be online. Then it turned to we only used the AR for the brochure. So we had a brochure which was like
basically a prototype.
Yeah, prototype example of showing it. But we wasn't going to make a magazine from it. It was still going to be online, but the brochure was just example so you can see the videos. And
how did readers, or I don't even know, what would you call it, watchers, interact with the magazine?
So each of them would have had to download the app. So we always have like a page in the magazine where people kind of get the instructions on how to download the app. It's a free app. And then literally like that, any page that has the logo on it, you can scan it, and then the videos will play on their phone. That's corresponding to the page. It's crazy.
But literally, it was only after people's reactions did we say, oh yeah, let's start making a magazine, a print magazine, and actually formatting it like a magazine with videos.
So it was like a back to front process of making a magazine. Yeah. That was like the last.
Yeah, that was like the last thought.
Literally.
We weren't planning on like doing editorials or nothing like that.
We had no idea how to do that stuff either. Like by the time we started, it wasn't until like our third issue really.
We had a cover star.
That we actually had like a cover star and shot our own editorial, because before that we didn't even know what the normal practices of a magazine was.
Yeah, the first cover was a clip art from, I think, Pinterest. The second cover was basically we asked our audience for editorials. People sent in editorials. I liked the way one of the pictures looked, and I put on the cover. So I didn't even know who the girl was. We just put on the cover.
So it's highly intuitive what you guys are doing.
Yeah, and then the third one was the first one. We asked someone, "Do you want to be on the cover of the magazine?"
So how often do you release the magazine?
Quarterly. So that was 8 months in. It must have been.
Wow. So how many editions have you done so far?
13.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work that into different quarters. Was that 2 years?
It's about 3+ years. Well,
3+
we
years,
just broke. We've done one since our third year anniversary, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
That's nuts. So hold on. So just to dial back, you've come from a software engineering and accounting and finance background. Where did editorial and journalism come from? Was you like always interested in that kind of thing from back in the day?
That's the thing. We never really saw it as journalism. Even though we was telling people stories and that, didn't really see it as journalism. It's just we're just trying to tell a story.
Yeah. Our thing was that we wanted to create a platform where we could create role models, because like we always say, growing up, the only things that we were told that we could be is a footballer, a musician, a roadman, or accountant, and or computer, whatever. Do you know what I mean? All the academic stuff. So we weren't really shown that there were other opportunities out there for young people that look like us, in order to make a way. So we wanted to create that, you know, transparency for young people to see that, you know, there's people that look like them, tangible role models doing bits. And I guess that was just our aim. We didn't know nothing about editorial. We didn't know nothing about magazines. We didn't know nothing about none of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I studied media in college for like 1 year.
Yeah.
So I had a little bit of background in like media, but
And also, like, it's hard not to know how media works.
Yeah.
In this day and age, because we all interact with it on a daily. So, I mean, I suppose you guys realised that this is bigger than you.
Yeah.
And then you figured, how do we then elevate these stories?
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
just went out and did it, right?
yeah,
Literally, that was the name of our first issue.
Yeah, just go.
Really?
Like basically, we used to base our magazine issues based on what's going on in our lives. That was
the theme.
Yeah, the first one was just go, and the first cover is like 2 footsteps, and then in one of the footsteps it says just go. Literally found that on Pinterest.
That's crazy.
Like it looks bare dead looking back.
But I'm so happy we did that, because it literally shows that your first step is meant to be trash. Like you think it's meant to be amazing, and so many people get stuck in that planning and research phase because they want their first step to be so perfect. But if only they knew that there's a million steps after that first step.
But you know what, yeah? Like when we dropped that first one, we thought it was lit.
Yeah.
The second one, we thought it was even more lit. And then now we're at like our number 13. Like it's like, it's so sick. And it's just like every time it's just about getting better and just believing it's sick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know better, you do better, isn't it?
Yeah.
And at the start, you don't know, isn't it? It's just more about getting out there and trying it and testing your assumptions.
Yeah.
And then you learn from that. Like we've had exactly the same process with this podcast. We didn't know how to make a podcast when we started, but it was like, we're releasing it in May and we're going to do it twice a week, and we have done since. And now looking back over that time, I could look at episode 1 and be like, yeah, we could do this.
Yeah.
But we were always honest about the whole process.
Yeah.
We're going to learn as we go along. Things are going to go wrong. Literally everything that can go wrong has gone wrong. Even like with today, we're recording in a different room that we usually are. But it's just important to get started. Absolutely. Let's just go back to that research and planning phase, because how did you come up with the name? Actually, even before that, the group that you was doing the events with, that was how many people? 4 people?
Yeah, about 4 of us.
No,
And
count 1, 2, 5.
Because Cam and Josh wasn't in there, was they?
Chance.
Yeah, David, you, me.
Olu.
Olu, yeah, but Olu joined afterwards.
Oh,
remember?
yeah, he
'Cause
did,
yeah.
4.
Yeah, sorry, that was just a little
Sorry.
founding
fathers. 4.
So, with what was going to be GUAP, was it just you two that come together, or?
Yeah, because we basically realised from the first event that we did that us two kind of worked well together.
Right.
Because I was kind of in London trying to make this massive event happen in Canterbury, and so he was kind of like the only one who really had legs on the ground.
Got it.
And like we really kind of needed each other during that process to make it happen. So I guess from that we knew, okay, we can rely on each other in order to make something happen. So we kind of stepped forward as like the creators, but we still, like within the group, we still kind of encourage other people to have concepts and to help us with our concept, and we all just kind of help each other. But we didn't all have to work on the same project at once. So now one of my friends who was actually part of the investment group, he's got his own company called Cam Connects, and they do all like camera hires and all of that stuff. So that was, I wouldn't say it's something that developed directly from the group, but that was where the spark for that energy came from. You know, we're going to work on concepts and we're going to bring things into reality.
That's amazing, man. It's amazing. So then you two come together. How far after that event then did you like sit down and think of what?
The event was January 3rd. GUAP was birthed on January 9th.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So right after that, in that painful moment.
Yeah.
It wasn't 3rd, it was 7th.
It was like, I think it was after the 9th.
Yeah.
Because the 9th was like a week before, so it was probably like Yeah, so literally we had the conversation about GUAP on the 9th, and then from that whole week we just spent researching. And then after the event had finished, we were just like, okay, now we can purely focus on this. Yeah.
Wow. And did you come up with the name there then in that meeting?
Yeah, on the phone. It was on the phone. We came up with the name on the phone, like a 1, 2, 3, and that's what came out.
Yeah.
And then we came up with the acronym after.
Right.
Yeah.
And what is the acronym?
Great understanding and power.
Yeah.
But it could have been get up and proceed. It could have been give up on procrastination.
Yeah.
It could have been some other, like, there's a sheet of paper I have with all the names it could have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, great understanding and power was the one.
It's wicked, man.
Yeah.
Because obviously GUAP means for most people money, right?
Yeah.
So
you thought it was going to make bare peas.
Yeah.
Straight away. We actually, like, on our launch day, May the 1st, we thought it was going to be millionaires.
Overnight.
You launched on May the 1st as well?
Yeah.
So were we. That's funny.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Right,
That's lit. That's lit, literally. May the 1st. We used to call it May Day GUAP Day.
May Day GUAP Day.
Like,
yeah. That's dope.
We launched and we legit thought it was going to be millionaires overnight.
Yeah, but that was because there was an extra bit to GUAP that we don't always tell this story, but like, yeah, it was kind of like there was a referral scheme mixed in with it where you could refer your friends and make money like that. So we just figured that we had the ultimate business model,
right? Until you tested it.
Yeah, to be successful, and like it worked. It really did work for the first week. Like we made probably almost couple £1,000, you know.
But what was the risk? What were you referring to?
So
we were referring to a dead magazine that had nothing. Like GUAP was nothing. So like we had content, but it wasn't enough for you to be paying for.
Yeah. Imagine like a website online.
I see what you're saying, right?
Where there's just videos, like I was saying, and they weren't even full videos.
They weren't even full videos.
They were trailers. So it was like, okay, GUAP is a magazine, but if you're coming to consume GUAP for the first time, all you get is these trailers on the website. And then for you to subscribe, you have to give us £20. Right. And then you get all the content unlocked. So you get the full videos unlocked. And then you can refer your friends to also subscribe, and they will have to pay £20. But if you refer them to subscribe, you get £5.
Got it.
So it was that kind of thing. And then we had like one other level above, on top of that, which was those people become your sub-affiliates, and if they refer someone, then you get extra £5 for that. But it was only those two levels, so you can make residual income off of selling our magazine, and it works because we're getting free marketing from people. It's like kind of a win-win situation, you know. Like the most we ever lose from a transaction is £10, and the most we always get £20 each time. So we thought, oh my god, we've cracked the Da Vinci Code. Like, we literally thought we cracked the code to life.
That's funny.
Yeah, but we realized we were selling a dead product, so we put the referral scheme to the side and said, you know what, we're going to work on a product. And then I guess our purpose came from that.
That makes a lot of sense. Is that something you could kind of resurrect without maybe the monetary aspect?
Maybe. No. Maybe.
You never know.
But how did people react to that?
Oh, they were on it.
They were on it still.
That was that was like the main driver for like our marketing. Like people cared more about making money than actually what GUAP was.
Yeah, they didn't even give a
like
damn.
No one cared what GUAP was.
Right.
So we had to make a very early business decision to change and be like, nah, we need people to understand what GUAP is and not do it for the money.
Play the long game.
So we made the switch and turn everything free and start putting everything online, and gradually everyone started to understand what we represent and what we put out. But yeah,
wow,
funny.
So your first edition was May 1st, what year? 2015.
Yeah.
Wow. And then when was the second edition?
Would have been July.
No.
No,
I'm sure. I'm sure we didn't have a strict schedule.
Yeah.
For like the first two, I think we had a strict schedule from
January.
Yeah, from January. So January 2018. 2016. That's when we started doing the quarterly. Right. Before it was like I don't even know what we was doing. It was like here and there. Yeah.
And it was just you two working on it.
No, we had we even had like street teams and that.
Yeah.
So it was me and Jide working mostly on it.
Yeah.
I would design it, I would shoot it, Jide would do the interviews, but we would have help from friends and stuff to like market.
Right.
and like post stuff on socials, etc., etc.
So the original investment group was still kind of helping out at this point.
Got it.
But that was a whole struggle of a phase because it was
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, we're kind of not forcing these people to take our concept as seriously as us, but we were expecting them to.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a struggle for me. It's because, these are my friends, man. Like, life has showed me that these guys are meant to put in effort into this thing.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at it on a day in, day out thing, you know, it's hard for these people. And I guess it took me a while to understand that. And then eventually we got in Shanice, who's like our brand manager right now. And she helps us build a proper team with people who genuinely want to progress within something that we can help them with. Do you get what I'm saying? So writers, contributors, editors, photographers, like people who really were going to add value and we could add value to their career as well.
Makes a lot of sense. Like you said, it's a platform, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about the production process of the magazine. What goes into it?
A lot of time.
So is it like you start with the concept and then you just make it happen?
The concept, then we pick the features, reach out to the features, arrange a date, go and shoot them, sometimes have styling so they get styled, then we'll do like photo editorials, then we do like a video interview, get their stuff done, do that for every single feature, get all the assets back, edit all the videos, then edit all the social videos, so like the social versions of the videos, get all the photos, edit all the photos, make sure they look good, then pick which photos are going to be in the magazine, then do layouts, and then do a marketing plan for when the magazine is complete, then follow the marketing plan and release.
Then rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just for the magazine.
Yeah, exactly.
Because now we do other content as well, just for content's sake, like for our YouTube and stuff. So
Yeah, of course.
Loads of events.
To elevate the
and
brand.
loads of events. So
Yeah, how many events do you do?
This year we've probably done one for every month and the year hasn't even finished yet.
That's nuts.
Yeah, we've got
Two more before the end of the
yeah
year.
2 more that we know of. No, 3.
What's the third one?
The photography create
The
jobs.
workshop, yeah.
Yeah. Like we got like 3
Mm.
by the end of the year.
And
we
are
know
they
of.
are they the workshops?
No,
No.
so one is we're actually curating the Black History Month event for the mayor.
Really?
Yeah.
This month, so October. So we're doing that.
How did that come about?
In the summer, we created a festival stage for South Bank Centre, and it went really good. And then I got an email being invited to a meeting based off that. And in the meeting, there was just like a lot of old people. They were talking about stuff, and there was just different people in that room. And then there was someone in that room, and there was like, I was at the Africa Utopia Festival. I want you guys to help me out with something. Then he told me it was that, and then
Awesome. So you're getting a lot of stuff put on your plate.
Yeah.
But that's largely because you did make that
that
business decision
Yeah.
earlier on to be like thought leaders and a platform.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because literally every time we do anything like that, we always bring on a young creative. So let's say the people that played at that festival were emerging DJs, and there was like an emerging presenter who probably wouldn't have had that stage if we weren't there. So even down to the thing we're doing with the mayor, that's gonna be like top class people in the room, but we've made sure we've booked people that probably wouldn't have had that opportunity.
Absolutely.
So they can be, like it's gonna be in like flipping City Hall.
Yeah.
Like it's our first time being in that room in City Hall.
That's
So it's
nuts.
like,
It's wild.
yeah, it's wild. It hasn't happened yet, but it's wild.
That's going to happen soon though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Couple weeks.
next week.
It's not next week.
It's definitely next week, bro.
It probably is next week.
It's
probably
definitely
is
next
next
week
week
still.
It probably is next week.
No, it's next week.
Yeah.
Still, it's
Like-
fully. Yeah, next week.
He's looking for his diary and
No, it's
it
next
looks
week.
jam
Next
packed.
Thursday is. Look at that diary.
That's nuts. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's next week. Yeah. And then we've got the workshop teaching like young
On the 15th
photographers.
of next month. I remember that one.
Young photographers about photography. We'll probably get a photographer to come in and give their tips.
So are you based anywhere in particular, or are you just putting the events on?
Well, we just got our first office space actually at the beginning of this year, funnily enough. So we're in Peckham Levels, which is like a new space in like Peckham. Is made by the same people that made Pop Brixton.
Yes.
And it's
isn't
a
that where
refurbished car park.
Represent is?
Pop Brixton, yeah, that's where Represent is. Yeah. They got a space there. So yeah, like I guess it was a new project and we found out about it early, got involved early. So we kind of watched the whole process and then luckily we got our space.
And how's that kind of elevated what you guys are doing?
A lot, man. But I think GUAP is, this is the thing, no matter what situation we step into, I always feel like we're just passing because it's always bigger. Like, even being in that space, I feel like we can be bigger, you know, like, before we had the space, London was our office, you know, we was meeting in pubs, we was meeting in, like, hotels, we was meeting everywhere and anywhere, you know, like, not having an office didn't hinder us, but it helps when you want to do kind of content like this, where it needs to be in a fixed location, you need a controlled environment. So I guess it's helped with certain things like that. And I guess giving us a bit more of a polished look from an outside perspective. It's kind of like, oh, okay, if you guys can afford to have an office, you must be a legitimate business.
Right.
Like, but yeah, I guess we never really had that problem though, because I think we always looked like a legitimate business, I guess, to some, I don't know, my perspective.
Yeah. Well, the results would say that you're correct.
I would hope so.
That's funny.
Yeah. You've got a background in music, is that right?
How did you even find that out?
Vinny does very, very deep research. Can you tell us a bit about that?
I could.
Gonna spit some bars.
Nah. I used to, when I was 11? No. 11 till about 18, 19?
20.
20? You're a dick.
A big portion of it.
A big portion of it. I used to MC. Yeah.
Over, what was it, Grime?
Grime, yeah. It used to be a Grime MC.
What was your Grime MC name?
If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Well, I used to be a Grime MC.
Veneer, you need to do some more research.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
Veneer knows, she knows.
Yeah, she probably knows. She probably didn't want to bait it up.
But
if she was here, she would have.
We still make music. The music will never die.
No.
For fun.
Just for fun.
It's better when it's like that as well.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, having done it professionally for years, it is a lot better when it's just I mean, the best songs come out of just being doing it for fun.
Like, we done a music video. We're part of this like collective called VBR, where it's like just a group of people from like all around the UK. We just book mansions like in like a random place in the country, and then we spend a couple days there, kind of thing. We done the last one we went to. We brought studio there and we brought cameras there.
Yeah,
they were literally made a song there, made a music video, and just put it out. Just for fun.
Yeah. That's how it should be. Man.
Just for fun.
That's how it should be. So is it out there now?
Yeah. Search that. VBR. Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
All right.
It's actually a sick song.
Yeah.
It's actually a sick song.
So is that also why GUAP focuses a lot on music?
I think music is
a big part of youth culture.
It's a massive part of youth culture, man. Like, we're gonna start a new series and we're gonna be asking these kind of questions of the public, but I don't know how many young people can live without music. Like, how many days can any of us go without listening to some form of music?
And another thing, because obviously I'd done music before, a lot of my network lied in music. So there's so many people that are big now that I knew when I was spitting. Yeah. So I could have, it was easier for me to just reach out to them and get an interview from them because I knew who they were. But with that, the other fields is like research kind of thing. Like, we had to learn who's who on the go. But with music, I knew who was who. Exactly. And with music, I know, because I've been in music for so long, it's easy for me to tell if someone's good or not, because that's my thing, innit? Yeah. But with the others, it's been like a learning experience of finding talent.
And there's still the other elements of our culture are still being built. So music is kind of like an established line. Like, I don't know, the Jubilee line. Do you get what I'm saying? It's already built. We jumped on the train and we added to it. Whereas let's say youth fashion in the UK is kind of like what's that new line that they're trying to build that they keep on delaying?
Is it
Queen Elizabeth?
Yeah, like it's like that. It's kind of like it's still building. So we're here now to kind of join in with that building process.
Right.
Music was a fast, train that was moving full speed. We had
sense.
acts of like Stormzy, Jay Huss and stuff coming out. Like we interviewed Huss. We had him on our cover. It was his first cover as well when he just come out of jail for the first time in like 2016.
Yeah.
And that was a moment for us. It was a moment for him. So we were able to kind of capitalize on what was already going on. Whereas with fashion and arts and culture and the whole creative scene, we literally kind of had to contextualize it and help build it to some extent in the UK. Because a lot of people are doing things, but I guess no one really knew that what they were doing was part of a bigger picture.
Yes, completely, and it's all connected.
Yeah.
It's all connected, and I think you tell a good point, because networking sideways, and I try and say this all the time to people, especially people upcoming. Like, forget about trying to get to, let's say, for example, Stormzy now. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't even know it, but the guy you're working with or the girl you're working with who is unknown in 2 years is going to be that person.
So like a lot of our content, we'll shoot a content and it might only blow like 2 years later or 1 year. Like we'll start seeing views like come to it like a year later or 2 years later, just because we're getting people so early when they're not popping. But that's the good thing about the internet. It doesn't have to pop now. It's just about putting it out there, and then when the time is right, it will work, innit? Like,
exactly. But you can't control it.
Yeah, you can't control it. Like literally, like we was looking at one of our videos today. It was just like when we put it out, we were struggling for like 100 views on this one video, but now the person that's in the video is popping. They're like, it's getting thousands of views, and it's just like.
There you go. But all you can do is control the quality of what you put out, right?
Exactly.
Because the timing, I mean, you can kind of strategize because if you know things are coming out, moments are happening. But there's so many moments that just happen that you can't write. Like, for example, with Stormzy, his song "Shut Up," that made a moment with Anthony Joshua. So Anthony Joshua has this interview like we're doing now, and it nearly comes to blows with Dylan White, and. Well, actually, no, it doesn't come to blows. He's just Dylan's like chatting, and Anthony Joshua's like, yeah, whatever. And then he comes out to Stormzy, shut up, and that creates a moment. And then the song, it was already blowing up, but do you know what I mean? Like things like that, you can't write that. Do you know what I'm saying? So
facts.
Yeah, just work on your stuff and pull it out, because that's all you can control.
Yeah, that's all you can control. To be honest.
Must be hard as well, I guess. Well, you've seen it from the perspective of musicians, because I feel like a lot of musicians struggle with that process of just accepting that all you need to do is just be happy, create something and put it out. Like, but some people get lost in, there's a whole thought process in there that kind of stops people, and we're trying to figure out ourselves. But
completely, man. I think people, like just what we were saying about the creation of music, before you get into it for any kind of money and stuff, all you want to do is make a sick song and share it. And when you share it, you want people to like it. That's all you want to do. And then you want to get bigger. You just want to make that experience bigger. So you share a song, you want millions of people to hear it and stuff. It's just I think the money aspect and the expectations of, music and being successful in music and what that looks like, literally, especially in like hip hop. I think that messes up 100%. People's heads.
100%.
Do you know what I'm saying? So
it's a good angle of seeing. Good way of seeing it.
Yeah, man. So how did you go about selecting the creatives that you featured in the 13th edition? Lead the Revolution.
Oops.
I wanted to ensure that we put together people from different industries that you like. No other platform is going to put these type of people together. So I made sure, and I wanted to make sure that we're representing everyone, or try as close as we can to everyone. So yeah, I made sure I chose, and I didn't want a heavy focus on music. So I didn't really pick anyone on music. So how it worked was everyone put votes in.
Oh, okay.
Like our whole team put votes in, and then we shortlisted once, and then I had done like the final shortlist.
Yeah, the Simon Cowell.
You're not even Simon Cowell, but I had like discussions with editors and the team about the final list, but like I made the final list just the people that I thought made sense to that the whole entire GUAP brand,
right,
kind of thing, and the level they were at, the type of people we'd like to feature, and then we just chose them. So we had a stylist, we had a photographer, we had a comedian, model,
a youth worker,
a podcast,
just
literally we just wanted a platform people that probably would never get like a front cover. Like a photographer's very unlikely to get a front cover.
Yeah, photographers usually take
it. They usually take it. So
and a podcast is audio, so you wouldn't really, because you had the Receipts podcast.
Yeah. Then there was like a youth worker who might not even see themselves as a creative, but
she didn't.
And then it was just like put her there. There was a girl who has a Muslim collective. Put her there. It's just like there's nowhere else you're gonna see these guys all together. The kind of thing. Right. That's why I'm really happy with that cover, because it was just, it really visualized the culture.
I like the fact that there was more girls as well, because I actually feel like there's a lot more girls who have woken up to this whole creative wave earlier than the guys. So I feel like there actually are a lot more girls out here doing bits, you know,
and doing it really well.
Doing it so well.
Doing it really well. So inspiring, man. It's going to be hard to get across in audio, but the editorial, the cover was like shot really beautifully.
Thank you. That was so literally like, that was an amalgamation of young creative power.
I love that.
So that was like styled by young creatives. That was shot by a young photographer, 2 young photographers. The concept was by young people. It featured young people.
Some young fashion designers the clothes were involved.
So it was literally the whole next
the
generation.
whole shebang was just just young. This is the power of what young creatives can do.
And the reach between all of us as well is actually quite staggering. So it's scary to almost think about like where our culture is going to be within the next couple of years, because the way we branded it is like the revolution. It literally is a revolution that's going on right now in terms of like people changing the way industries are doing certain things. And we just wanted to put all the people who are kind of at the forefront of that right now there, and we'll see where they end up in a couple of years.
You know what you're doing, right?
I hope, I guess so.
Lead the revolution. Be the revolution you want to see.
So we're in the same generation. So when you saw like XXL magazine and they have their class of whatever year it is, that started out as an idea like this. Over years, that becomes something that people aspire to. So when you say like in a couple of years, that lead the revolution, if you use that again, that's going to become a thing. Like, and it can feature youth workers. It can feature, you know what I mean, like the unseen. That's impact, man.
It's the campaign was called Lead the Revolution, but we call it the Creative G List. So like the Creative Great List.
There you go.
And Lead the Revolution was just the concept, but the theme, but the concept is Creative G List. Just basically profiling emerging creatives that we think are gonna do big things.
That's amazing, man.
But like we've done it twice, the creative one, and they've been very impactful. But that's probably been one of our most impactful covers.
How do you measure the impact?
It's just like likes, retweets,
social engagement,
like reach, that kind of thing.
Like just mainly like the insights that we get. So whether it be from the actual magazine itself or from the website, the blog posts about the issue, the social media posts, like people speaking about it. I guess what it does for us as well, because we can always tell like once we put something out a week or so, for 2 weeks, it's like phone lines won't start ringing kind of thing. So we know how well we've done based on like the cultural feedback, and that could be whether coming here and hearing your opinion on it, and or going on the street and someone's like, oh, like I loved your cover, or like everything that
this cover that we done was the most a cover's been reposted for us.
Right.
So like bare people like posting the cover like, oh, this is sick, or like saying this is like the cover of the year and things like that. So
it's good. It's good.
It was just like very good.
So it is like proper to the streets.
Yeah,
because like you said, it's cultural feedback.
Yeah.
That's what I like though, because it's quite easy to just base it on likes and retweets and shares and stuff, but it's really just the real life interaction and the real life impact.
Like literally every time we drop a magazine, I always make sure I go to an event, like within, so I can see how far it went. So like when I see people, they're like, oh yeah, I saw you guys cover. That is like market research. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, so like when we drop a cover in that week, I will always go to like an event or something just so I can see people, and then if they bring up the cover, I get to see like how much impact we had in person.
Exactly. And crucially, if they bring it up.
Yeah, if they bring it up,
Like, we never really like
bring it up.
Yeah. No, exactly. We do the same thing with the podcast. Because you really want to know how people naturally feel and think, because that is more valuable than someone saying, oh yeah, what you're doing so sick.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
So that's my market research every time we drop a cover.
Yeah.
Or do something, or like let's say if we have like a brand collaboration or something. Yeah, it's always like good to go and measure in person.
Absolutely, man. The real life, tangible.
Yeah, tangible.
Yeah, it's so powerful, man. So powerful. What would you say your favourite edition has been, if you can?
This one. For me, this one.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't have an answer, because all of them are a special kind of like timestamp of history to some extent.
Yeah.
So I appreciate all of them at their time. So now we're in this moment, so you're gonna feel like that. But
then we done the her cover.
We
gave her first magazine cover.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't even think she's done another.
No, she has still. Has she
done one now?
Like couple still. She's done a couple.
No, she did. She's done others. Yeah. Like, but we gave her first magazine cover.
Wow.
Like if you go on like her profile, on her moments, like where she has one that says GUAP, like.
Wow, and she's like super like behind the scenes, like.
Yeah. No, she's coming out now though.
Yeah,
she's coming out. But literally, like we gave her first magazine cover, like.
That's even shocking to us.
That's
what I'm saying, man. I don't think we realised,
like, the same way I reacted about Delilah, her was like.
But it's that love that actually got us the opportunity. Because we was doing a shoot with someone else, with the people from Sony were involved, and we were just walking back with them, telling them how much we love her, like kind of almost getting in the back and forth about her and SZA, and we were just showing our passion and our love for the music, and then. I think Ibs was like to them, oh, you guys, like, they should have a label out here. She's like, oh, you guys should, like, work with her. And he should, I'm not going to say nothing, but you never know. And the next thing you know, she emails us like, oh, yo, would you guys want to
do the cover?
Because I know that you lot said that you lot love her so much.
Yeah, so we loved her before everyone loved her. Like, and so it was just that what happened with her is the same thing we do here. So if we believe in a talent, regardless if they're big or not, we'll give them a cover if we really believe in them. It was just that same basis, but with someone like her.
That's incredible.
So we've given most of our covers, I'd say 95% of our covers is that person's first magazine cover.
The Slumflower was her first, innit?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Gave her first magazine
and
cover.
now she's everywhere. She was on a Adidas billboard today.
Literally.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, 2016, October. She was our Black History
Month. Yeah, exactly.
So literally
the Pride edition. That was it.
That's mad.
Yeah. So like we've given so many people their first magazine covers, and it was it's just
Nadia Rose, Koji Radical,
wow,
J Huss,
icons to us.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like because you're getting people early. And. Like 2 years is not a long time, but so much can happen within that time and within culture. Like
100%. Wait, even like, do you know Jazz Karis? She's a singer on the like. She just got like 1 million views on Colours right now. Gave her first cover. Everyone on that cover done well as well. Like Ebenezer, Jazz Caris.
Yeah, it benefits. I think if there's one thing I will say to young creatives is that it really does benefit to network sideways. Like, that is the best thing you can do, man. Honestly, have faith in your peers and like believe in them, man. Because sometimes your belief is what will kind of give them the extra push. Do you know what I mean? Like, some of these people might not have seen themselves as worthy of getting a magazine cover, and then we give it to them, and before you know it, it's like the whole, like, we booked Octavian for our GUAP party last year.
£100.
£100 was his like booking fee. Like, this was before he was, and literally after that, between now and then,
next
next level,
of course.
With Skepta and all of these people, even we're like, oh my god, how quick did that happen? That has to be the fastest.
That's what I'm saying. It's like so much can happen in a year.
Yeah,
like, because I was a fan of Octavia. As soon as he dropped, I was like, wow, finally something different. Like, and I was like standing on his Twitter. Like, you could probably see the tweets and stuff. But yeah, man, like, this is, and what, he was on the cover?
He was on. No, we have a party called GUAP Party. Where we basically put on acts who we think are gonna be big next year. So is like a lineup of like 10 artists who we think are gonna be big, and we've had like Nadia Rose, Lancey Fu, Elf Kid, 808 Inc., House of Pharaohs, Samwise, Shay Lingo, Octavian,
One Asen,
Hardy Capri. Like, we literally had everyone.
And this was all before they blew.
This was all before they blew.
Like, we literally got everyone there for low budget because we was working with them from that early phase. And
but we was always on giving money.
So,
of course,
paid all of them.
So like had people before they blew, and they blew.
That's incredible, man.
So like that, we just like to keep that up, kind of thing in everything we do. The like seeing the talent before it's too much. Like, we don't thrive on getting popular people. That's not what our thing is.
No, I think your thing is being at the forefront of culture. Yeah. Like I said, like, initially you're the doorway.
Yeah, that's what we want to be.
I think you guys actually are the doorway to youth culture as it stands.
Amen.
Absolutely.
To that. Amen to that.
Was that a conscious? This is funny because hold on, I'm just excited. So when did you think of doing the events?
January 2016 was our first GUAP party.
January 2016 was your first GUAP party. Yeah. So that's a year after the failed community event.
Oh yeah, it was still. Literally, and I'm sure it was around the same date. Yeah. So no, AF party was January 7th.
Yeah.
GUAP party was January 3rd.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
So a year later.
Yeah, later still. And that was like,
and even then, we didn't have the right to have the idea, you know.
At all.
The idea should have technically come later, but we just knew, this has to be done.
And then we done it, and then that was like when we knew we had something, because that was like
shut down.
Dogstar Brixton. There was like a big line outside. Everywhere was rammed. Yeah. Sick. Like,
it's such a good feeling to be stressed out with overpopulation at an event. Because the last event, we were stressed out about completely different things. And this one was like, oh my God, look at the queue outside. There's people trying to get inside. Like,
we can't get in.
Like, it was different kind of problems that night.
What does that feel like? Do you feel like you're impacting culture there and then? Or is it just like you're caught up in the moment?
Nah, I think then it was just like, I remember even we had afterwards, we saw like how much money we made. That was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Made a bit of money.
Yeah, it wasn't even that much, but it just felt like a lot because we're used to losing.
It's proof of
money.
concept, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially from the year before, right?
It was just literally was just like, it was just a wow moment. Like, fam, all these people are here.
Yeah,
we're like, GUAP.
We didn't realize that we had that audience. That was the first time we saw it.
In
physically.
Person.
Yeah, exactly.
Before it'd been online, so that was like the first moment. It was like, wow.
Yeah, and we had some of our boys performing that night as well. So to kind of share that moment with them as well was special, man. So to answer your question, I guess you never really know in the moment how what you're doing will impact like culture as a whole or history, but you do get this little feeling like something will kind of give you the sign like, wow, yeah,
this is special.
Yeah, this is special.
Yeah,
there was a few moments like that on the night still.
Wow. And how many events have you done since then?
We just did our fifth GUAP party.
So do you do them quarterly as well?
So GUAP parties used to be biannually. And then I had a discussion with Jide and said maybe we should do it once a year, because we used to do this thing twice a year, and then one would be better than the other. So it was let's just do once, put all our energy in that one time, and just make it bigger.
Yeah,
because before we was doing like 250 venues, and then we was like, no, let's do it once a year. Go for like a 500 venue, and just try and sell bare tickets. So that's
and it makes it more special as well.
Yeah. So like now, like we've had, when people see us, some people ask us like, when's the next GUAP party? And we're like, next year.
They're like,
That's good though, man. You gotta wait. You gotta give people something.
But literally, like, it's the way we branded this event. It's like a go-to event for our culture.
All the A&Rs out there,
like,
trust me.
Of course, like I said, you're the doorway, man.
Yeah,
of course.
So it's lit though. GUAP party is lit.
Yeah,
like it's always a fun time.
Yeah, that's our like main event, like our main branded event. Like we do so many other events throughout the year, but that's the one that, like, GUAP logo right there.
Yeah, so that's your calling card. That's like enter our world kind of thing.
Like if we was to one day have a festival, it would be based around that one. Yeah, GUAP
I think you will.
Yeah, one day.
I think you will. I think also that kind of needs to evolve into like an award show kind of thing. Because the reason I suggest that is I think you guys have the right vision and taste.
So do you guys.
Thank you.
Seriously, you lot could do an award show as well.
Maybe we could.
How many episodes? You lot in like 50 plus episodes, no?
Correct, yeah.
Like, you lot have interviewed a lot of creatives.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. But I think like with what you guys have done with events, with being that doorway, the kind of respect level that you have within culture, the G list, is it the G list?
Yeah.
The G list, coupled with the event, the annual event, it's like I can see what the natural evolution is gonna be, and it's good.
You smart.
No, but it's good though because it's needed.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Something is needed, and like with the people that you're putting on your covers, it's not just the typical artist. People at the forefront, like you're reinventing how our culture looks.
Yeah.
So it's kind of your responsibility to to do that in that sense, because everyone has grown up admiring
the rappers
award shows, but it kind of defaults to whoever's at the forefront. I think you've got an opportunity to kind of reinvent that a bit.
I agree. Like we definitely need a platform, like, because the way I see it is like it's like digital real estate. That's all the stuff that our generation is kind of building now. Like whether it be through you guys' podcast, this is like valuable real estate for you guys, because you lot are able to bring people on here and engage them with an audience that you know might not necessarily know them before. So I guess as a culture and community, we just need to kind of create more spaces for creatives to be held to the same esteem as some of these musicians, because we don't want everyone to just be running around thinking that they could be musicians, because it's decreasing the quality of the music. And it's just giving people like
false hope.
Confusing people. False hope.
Definitely false hope, because also like it's the false hope. Like it's what you see from the top artists out there. That's predominantly the artist that's receiving that, but there's like 10, 20 people behind that one artist that aren't living that life. So unless you're that forefront artist and you're the 1 out of 10 that's actually blown,
then it's difficult.
It's real out here.
And even when you do blow, this is something that people don't know. Even when you do blow, it's still hard. Like you can blow and then go back, or you could blow and then kind of lose your moment. Someone from your record label could change jobs. Like anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Yeah, and like you said, it's about making all these other roles in creativity as what's the word?
Respected.
As respected. Yeah, exactly. That's a massive opportunity. I think. Yeah, man. What was it like being awarded the Youth Achievement Award for Outstanding Youth Leadership?
No, you lot have done research.
This is the best research that anyone's ever done.
Brought that up. That's lit. That was good.
Early.
That was early. Yeah, that was good, because we was in the Houses of Parliament, and it's like our mums and that were there.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's what it was important for.
Yeah,
it's like that transitional phase of like showing our parents, okay, look, it's not just us saying that we're doing stuff. Other people are recognizing that we're doing stuff as well. So from that day, I don't think our parents have really stressed us about much.
That was the moment that you needed that.
But it was good. It was good PR as well. Like, we had a few PR moments very early. So, yeah, that was a good PR for us because it was like these guys from Ends, and then everyone saw us start GUAP, and then really early we was in like Houses of Parliament. But then it was like, I don't know the next time you will ever find us in a suit. Like, actually, no, Black Magic Award. Is it that Black Awards? But yeah, back then we thought, oh yeah, we have to wear suits all the time. And stuff.
Yeah.
But now, yeah, it's a special occasion thing.
Yeah, 100%. So being at the first at anything is quite a heavy burden at times, and what you guys have done is quite innovative. How are you gonna kind of keep the foot on the gas and keep it innovative, keep it fresh?
It's a good question.
I feel like we already figured this one out like quite early, because when we first started, it was like the video magazine and the whole referral scheme. That was like a gold mine to us. We didn't want to share that with no one. Like, we didn't even tell our close friends. We kept calling it a secret project until we had enough.
I've been there. I've done the same.
Trust me, like I ain't telling no one nothing. Like, but that's such an important phase, though. Like, because it's a phase of such innocence and naivety. Yeah, but it's beautiful.
Exactly, it is. Yeah.
So I guess we were so scared. Like, we were even scared to have meetings with certain people and network. We thought people was gonna steal the idea.
Yeah. Sign this NDA.
And one of our friends did that to us the other day. We were
is
like,
it?
oh, that's so cute.
So true, man. It's so true. Oh, that's so cute.
Nah, but we respected it, but it was funny.
Yeah, of course, because we've all done it.
Yeah,
we've all done it.
Yeah. So it was like, I think we realized, okay, no one, this idea, we even tried to get a patent for the concept of actually having like the world's first video magazine, but it was just like, okay, that is our USP, but we're gonna make our brand based off of purpose, and it's the purpose that will give us our legs, really and truly. So from that day, we knew, okay, cool, people are gonna come and they're gonna use this concept, AI. It's a technology that's available to everyone. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was on The Apprentice the other day. Like, they were using AI for one of the challenges. So it's a concept that people use. However, what will make us different is the purpose, all the other stuff that we've been speaking about. So I'm happy, because if we had just tried to make that our USP, that was all we would have spoken about. But look at all the other stuff that we've had to speak about. You know, that's the most important thing. So
exactly, very key.
Yeah, that's how we'll stay innovative. Just doing what we do here in different ways, and that basis of nurturing talent and giving them a platform in different methods. Yeah, that will keep us on our toes.
Absolutely. Yeah, because technology and the forms change, but the purpose stays the same.
Facts.
And this is like UK, we gotta go Africa.
Yes.
Gotta go America, Europe.
I just had the maddest deja vu, you know.
Really?
That's crazy. I don't know what it is, but
wow.
That's so maybe we've had this moment before.
Yeah, no, but when you said doing it for Africa, I just had some mad.
Maybe we've been here before.
That's crazy.
Yeah, or we're in the right place at the right time.
Right time. Right place.
That's so weird.
That's
crazy.
That's so weird.
So, what advice would you give to young creatives that want to start their own business, apart from forget the NDAs?
Just go.
Just go, yeah. Use the internet's your best friend. Don't wait till you get to a networking event and a panel to ask someone, how do you start your business?
Yeah.
Like, use the internet.
Yeah.
Like, all the answers are there.
Yeah, like, if you really want it, you would find out.
Teach yourself. Like, we taught ourselves how to edit,
build websites,
on this journey, like build websites, and like our skill sets are crazy now. I'll say that's another important thing is become as self-sufficient as possible. Like, imagine you didn't know how to operate audio equipment, you would have had to have another whole person here to come and be setting up this stuff, and that's a whole nother body to rely on. So I guess the less you can rely on other people, the further you can carry yourself.
I'll say be able to do all the stuff. You don't have to be the best at it, but just have that skill just in case. So like, I hate writing.
Yeah.
And right now I've got a team that like writing. I can write, but I'm in the position where I have the choice to say, ask one of my team or colleagues, can you write this for me? Rather than using my time and writing. But if they said no, I could still try and write. That's what you should do with all the other skills. So like, I have skills in bare things. I'm not the best on everything, but I can do it to a great standard. And if someone was to come, they couldn't let me down, because if they said, "Oh, I'm not doing it no more, I'll just do it myself," or Jide would do it himself. Like,
that's I
think that's one of the benefits of just like once you have a skill, no one can take it from you.
Absolutely.
Kind of thing, so.
Because so many people get disappointed and demotivated when things happen. Like, they try to do this marketing video, and then the guy that's editing their video is taking time, and then they just get demotivated by that whole process, and they never do nothing again. Whereas literally, like, when we was doing the after party event, like,
Did they learn how to edit? I remember.
Because somebody was meant to edit the video that we kind of filmed and stuff, but they were super busy doing assignments or whatever. So we had 1 week that we actually needed to specifically get this video out by. And within that week, I learned how to edit.
There you go.
Legit. Downloaded Premiere Pro, I remember.
Yeah.
There you go. Pressure makes diamonds, man. That's exactly the same thing that I've done throughout my whole life.
Yeah.
Like, just learn it. And I'm experiencing that again now. I think you experience it again when you push yourself into areas that you haven't been.
Territories.
And then you realise that there's so much power in learning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think if you continue to learn, and I suppose this is my answer to the question as well, just stay learning, man, because we're living in a day and age where literally you can pick anything, type it in on Google, and there's going to be not even an answer, but there's a masterclass from the top people in the world. You can just learn it, like invest in that, because all the answers are there, honestly.
All the answers, like, we're in a lucky time.
Lucky time.
Lucky. Like, the YouTube is better than university.
Yeah, for me it has been still
10,000%. Like, you can learn more from YouTube than you can on uni.
It's insane. Yeah, you can create your own syllabus, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's peak. Like, it's actually peak.
Yeah,
and it's free. Yeah, and then yet people will still ask you how to start something. Like,
there you go.
I get scared. Like, sometimes I'd be binge watching like some of these documentaries and stuff, because I'm just thinking, there's no way that this is gonna last forever. There's no way they're gonna start taking away this information, like drip feeding it to us. Like, but I need to learn,
consume that.
Yeah,
honestly, yeah, that's a really, really good answer.
Yeah.
So we asked this question to all of our guests, and I'll ask you both separately. If you could, knowing everything that you know now, going on a journey that you've gone on, if you could go back to yourself in year 11, last day of secondary school, what would you tell yourself and why? Ibrahim.
I would tell myself, do the same thing I've done now. I've been asked this a few times. I just legit think that who I am today, I couldn't be who I am today without all the experiences that happened from when I was in year 11. So if I was to say I would change something, there's a part of me that wouldn't be me now. So yeah, I would just say follow your gut like you already do, because I've been doing that from early.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if you ask me this question tomorrow, I have a different answer.
Yeah,
Yesterday, different answer. But today, I'm gonna say, surround yourself with amazing people, but most importantly, I think amazing women. Like, if you have amazing women around you and you're good to them and you listen to them, oh my god,
it's peak.
Anything in this world is possible.
It's power, man.
It's power still.
Anything, because they will uplift you, they will inspire you,
they will love
they'll
you,
give you ideas, they'll tuck you to bed, like they'll cook for you, they'll do everything. Like, literally, you just surround yourself with amazing women, empower them, love them, listen to them, and I think that will get you very far, man.
It's actually real. That's a real spit, bro.
Yeah.
No, it is, and that's also been my secret weapon as well. Honestly, like, I'm getting married in 6 weeks.
My G, yes, bro.
Thank you, man. You're an icon now.
Yeah, you're actually an icon, bro.
One day.
Like, yeah, my G, when you get married,
North London.
Oh no, fam.
Your G.
That's so lit.
But
you scared?
No, I mean, there's a lot of things to do, but no, I'm excited.
You're gonna cry?
Absolutely.
You have to, man.
Yeah, you have to, bro.
Absolutely.
Like, that's so lit.
I can feel it coming because it's because there's so many of our loved ones like coming together for us. Like, specifically, there's like nothing else. There's no, like, we haven't had kids or anything like that. So this is literally everyone coming in for us. It's amazing, man.
You're gonna play Delilah, fam.
Could leave that one out still. Maybe at the reception. But.
Yeah, maybe someone might drop it.
Oh, that's dope.
But honestly, like, there's, I mean, as a creative, your mind can get jumbled up, and it's easy to fall into like different waves of like depression and things like that. And if you've got a partner there that is understanding, even to just like tidy up your mind a bit at least, because sometimes she's like, for example, my fiance would say, it doesn't matter what you say, just like get it out, like even if it comes out and it's like all jumbled up and stuff. And honestly, that among tons of other things in terms of her enthusiasm, etc., like that, and support, but that thing of just getting it out and having that person to talk to, it makes it so much more of an enjoyable journey.
There's a certain energy that a female has when in that certain climate.
But you have to be good to them though.
Yeah, have to be.
I've also been in like toxic situations where things were kind of towards the end of our relationship, and it was like like, this isn't helping me. Do you get what I'm saying?
It's holding me back.
Yeah, when I got with my new girl, we've been together for almost like 4 years now. Like exactly, like as you were speaking, I was getting shivers because I was relating, and I was relating to it so much. Like it's so true. Wow. And I only deeped this concept the other day, but I'm gonna spread it more and more because it's important.
Man. Honestly, and like they've said it throughout the ages. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it doesn't only apply to, obviously, we're only talking from our perspective because we're all men, but it's the same for women, I'd imagine as well. But having that partner there for you, that is literally there for you to propel you up and hold you up, is so powerful. It's so powerful.
So powerful, man.
So powerful. I'm so grateful that I have someone like that every day. And we've been together 13 years.
13 years. Yeah. That's a mad thing. How come you only put the question now?
Well, that was a couple years ago. I mean, for us, it was always about, like, we've always said that we've been married from the start. It's just now that we're celebrating it.
I like that. Yeah. I proposed this concept to my girl the other day. Like, what if we get married, like, and then have the wedding later? Like, why don't more people think of that? Because to get married, we can elope tonight.
That's right.
Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, the marriage doesn't really even mean nothing.
That's actually
just, do you get what I'm saying? Concept. And then have the wedding when you can afford it.
That's like, right, yeah.
Why don't people do that?
That's actually a concept. I might say that to my girls.
Just slide in, see what she says.
And see what she says. But I'm not gonna lie, only until like my new girl have I like actually been excited or like cared about actually getting married. Like, because it's mad.
It's crazy. Like now, me coming up to it, like, and it's really close. It really, the gravitas of it kind of comes close to you, and you're like, wow, this is actually
about to happen.
This is a deep moment, you know. Like,
Jide, but I haven't lied though. You might have just cracked a code.
Trust me. Trust me. Seriously, like, there's no rush. Like, because I would have, if like, how old you say, 33?
Yeah.
So I would have, if I was living your life, I would have proposed that we get married around 27 and then have our wedding when we're at that age, because that gives us 5 years to actually save towards a wedding and like do something that's like you said, it's a celebration. It shouldn't be the be all and end all. No, it should just be the celebration. Like,
that's actually I'm calling that after.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, but
like we could do a whole nother podcast about marriage and love,
and we should.
Marriage and relationship.
Yeah, we should absolutely. I mean, like, we're going to be doing a lot more. I mean, this is just one show of ours. We're going to be doing a lot more. I mean, we're just at the start of our company and stuff. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot more shows.
Shout us when it's time for
absolutely, absolutely.
How long have I been saying podcasts are the future?
Yeah,
I've been saying it before the wave in the UK started, but honestly, it's still in the very early stages, fam. Very so, like, the fact that you lot are 50 plus episodes in already, like, you lot have that space.
And already. It doesn't have to blow now. It could blow tomorrow. It could blow next year. It could blow in 5 years, but it's there.
Like, look at Joe Biden and them lot. Like, he blew, but he wasn't making no money off it because he kept his integrity and he, you know, didn't want to take ads and stuff like that. So I don't really know what blowing is when it comes to podcasts. I think the most important thing is just having a space that you're putting out pure content. That's it.
Yeah. It's almost like what you guys have done. Yeah. You know, if there's a purpose behind it, then it almost doesn't matter about the format. Like, the technology of podcasts is likely going to change. So it's about the content itself.
Yeah, 100%.
Interesting.
Dope. So where can people find you guys online?
Follow GUAP Mag on everything. GUAP MAG. My personal everything is Ibrahim Kamara _ and Jide's is J Money _ but replace the O with an X in the money.
Because man's not all about money.
Love that, man. Thank you so much for being on.
That was a dope conversation.
Great conversation.
One of my favorite
best conversations.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
GUAP gang! GUAP gang!
I apologize for your ears. He's probably going to lower the levels later.
I'm going to have to. Live. Thank you guys for listening to another great episode of For the Creators Podcast. Remember to follow us on Instagram. That's at For the Creators Podcast. Twitter, that's at _the creators. Give us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you hear this, and share it with other creatives.
For the creators.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.